Okay, we got that worked out. We're on about a 30-second delay. So I see you hear us. We got C.D. Riley with us from Oklahoma. We got Nizar Berryhill from Louisiana. We got 601 Travels from Mississippi. Okay, we got that worked out. Sound off.
No, I'm bad.
Sorry about that. We got Roadway Wiz from New York.
But I bet he could be anywhere right now. He might not necessarily be in New York, knowing him.
So we're going to start the video. What we did here is we took our I-85 trip and condensed the entire thing from beginning to end, from Montgomery, Alabama to Petersburg, Virginia, into 1 hour. So this would be I-85 at about 700 miles an hour.
And luckily we did not see any state troopers during this 700-mile-per-hour trip.
Trying to work with the delay here. So who else is with us?
Looks like it's still the same as alright, we're moving. Holy cow, we are.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Carrie's watching on her iPhone through LTE, and I've got it up on the screen in front of me, and she doesn't have as much of a delay as the TV has for some reason. We got it on the Roku.
And we are moving fast. Wow.
So we were in a rented Dodge Caravan for this trip, and the windshield was horrible. You can see there's a lot of pits in the windshield. We had actually cleaned it, and we also didn't have a dash cover, so
yeah,
you can see a reflection.
We didn't plan very well.
Yeah, you can see a reflection of the dashboard in the screen.
And we also had 2 cats in the car, and 2 of our friends from Denmark. So this was quite an interesting trip.
And we did this over 2 days in July. So this was July 26th and 27th, I think. So who else is out there? Let us know you're here. C.D. Riley, Nizar Berryhill, and Roadway Wiz, and 601 Travels. And if you haven't already, check out the Roadway Wiz channel. He's also
he's probably been here.
He has thousands of videos similar to this.
Literally.
I think he was around 4,000 or 5,000.
He does his in real time, though.
Yeah, he doesn't talk over his videos, and he just puts up the raw video and occasional live streams. So check out the Roadway Wiz channel, and then 601 Travels does something very similar to what we do, but he does city tours, and he does ghetto tours. So that's always something that a lot of people, he gets into areas that a lot of people will never see.
We have
Bobby Funderburk.
Is asking Roadway Wiz if he can upload for I-85 for Virginia, North and South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. Oh, we have Audubon 5425.
Yes, Audubon 5425 is making some sort of obscure reference that I don't know anything about.
And that's a surprise.
Max Sennett.
Oh, C.D. Riley. I like to watch your videos, actually.
He doesn't have any videos.
Isn't... Oh, no,
C.D. Riley's...
That's right.
Yeah, he's the guy from Oklahoma. He's coming to visit us in January.
That's right, that's right.
Okay, I'm looking up who Max Sennett is. I guess that's what that says. I don't have my glasses on.
At 601 Travels, yes. When I watch your videos, I am often scared on your behalf.
Roadway Wiz will be over 9,000 videos. Of all the videos I've done, exactly 2 of them feature I-85. Never have had a chance to visit 85 south of Virginia since then.
No, Audubon says sped up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's.
I tried searching that and nothing came up. Max
sped
Sennett.
up quite a bit.
Yeah, we're traveling about 720 miles an hour right now.
And it was kind of funny because it was a normal July day in I guess we're still in Mississippi.
No, this is Alabama.
Alabama, okay. And our Danish friends, we had warned them that it was gonna be pretty hot. But I don't think anything could have prepared them for exactly what what the heat in the southeast part of the United States was. And yeah, they were hot.
Yeah, and it was especially hot on this trip. It got a little better when we got up to Virginia, but that's because it was raining almost the entire time, so the temperatures cooled down a little bit.
And especially, when we got into the part of Virginia where the altitude was a lot higher. See, Roadway Wiz is currently writing up some early stage outlines for February's trip.
Yeah, he wrote up his time sequence for everything, but he won't tell anybody where he's going.
Well, he likes to surprise,
Yeah, that's gonna be the big surprise. I don't guess he's gonna make it down to Louisiana this year though. I'm kind of hoping it'll be maybe like California, the West Coast. That's something that we want to do one day is yes, we are narrating this live. We want to get out to California and drive the Pacific Coast Highway. That's one of our goals, to like fly to San Diego, rent a car, and drive up the California coast as far as we can possibly get over the course of a day, or several days.
As many days as we can.
Yeah, and then maybe fly back from Oregon or something. Max Sennett. Now that did come up on the Wikipedia search.
what it would be if, I mean, of course we always have the radio going when we're doing when we're actually, driving. So we would get all sorts of copyright violations, and we would get all sorts of people complaining about broken eardrums with me singing. I wonder how bad it would be if we're stopping for gas here. Is this the place? No, this isn't where I broke my...
No, it was a different trip.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
That was later. That's
59.
our next series.
Yes. Oh, and I just gave that away. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. 601 Travels is having a connection issue.
Now, we deliberately set the bit rate low so that this would, so that there wouldn't be connection, buffering issues or anything like that. Are you on Wi-Fi or LTE or how are you connected to the internet, 601? Because
yeah, I'm on LTE, and that's better than... It's actually better than our heart. Is the Roku hardwired?
No, that's Wi-Fi.
That's Wi-Fi.
And the picture's actually pretty good. I see some blockiness in the sky and stuff like that, which is because of the low bit rate.
Spoilers, I know. I'm sorry. And we're actually trying to plan our what we're gonna do for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Mardi Gras, because those are really our only times that we can get away, until summertime. We were hoping to maybe go to North Dakota to visit my dad for Thanksgiving, but obviously we can't drive up there because it's a 24-hour drive from here, literally 24 hours if you drove it straight through. But if we flew, what was it, $1,800? Something like that.
Yeah, it was about $1,800 for the two of us to fly to North Dakota and back.
Yeah, and that was to Bismarck.
No, that was to Dickinson.
To Dickinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but we would have to rent a car and get a hotel and everything, because my dad doesn't have his house set up anymore to he dismantled my sister's and my old bedroom, and that no longer is usable, so we can't stay at his house. We must be approaching ATL here.
This is Atlanta.
This is traffic. Now, we put up a separate video of this in real time.
We actually did a live stream like this just of the Atlanta traffic.
Yeah, and
I think we condensed the Atlanta traffic down to an hour. Well, now the Atlanta traffic is going to be condensed down to about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's something interesting coming up where there's two Cadillacs that are identical, but they're different colors. And I don't know whether they're common elsewhere, but you don't see them too often around here. And they almost ran into each other in front of us. And I got to remember we're watching on a delay, so it might have already happened. Lots of overpasses and tangled up roadways here.
Wow. There's downtown right there. I remember when we were driving through Atlanta, all I was thinking about was, I want to go to IKEA. Let's go to IKEA. I want to go to IKEA. And this IKEA, because we did end up going to the IKEA in Atlanta on another trip. Never again. Not the Atlanta IKEA. That was a bad.
Yeah, we were not treated well at the Atlanta IKEA.
No. And I couldn't believe some of the... I saw people, like, they were taking, they were making little, there's this trend now that people, third place, Atlanta. Oh, Terrell Mack. Hi. Hey.
And that's our guy from Denham Springs, I think. No.
He is from around here.
No, well, I think he lived around here. I'm trying to remember now. I think he's from somewhere up along this route, actually.
Damn Falcons fans. I could say damn Saints fans. They beat my Vikings.
I completely lost. Oh, the other reason we can't turn on the audio when we're in the car is because of all the... It would no longer be safe for all ages to publish the videos.
Oh yeah,
because
we use some kind of
colorful language sometimes, so we try to keep that off the channel.
Yeah.
So it's either music where we're gonna get content ID, for copyright, or bad languages.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. This right now we would have had, two women speaking to each other in Danish.
Or with Danish accents.
Yeah, or to us with Danish accents, or asking us questions. And it's really interesting because Danish... Terrell looks on Google Maps of Atlanta. The color homes look similar to New Orleans.
I've never been deep enough into Atlanta to see what homes look like. I've seen apartment complexes in Atlanta, but I've never seen any. I've never been in a residential neighborhood in Atlanta. And we're going to try to explore Atlanta the last time we were there, and we spent too much time at IKEA, and that was that was it. It was dark by the time we left IKEA, so we didn't get to explore Atlanta. But my only experience with housing in Atlanta was
outlaw country music.
The apartment complex where, coincidentally, Audubon 5425 lived in an apartment complex in Atlanta, and we went out there one time.
I'll say, yeah, CD, yeah, outlaw country music. That's the bad stuff that would get censored.
Wait, is he saying outlaw country? Is that a genre of music, or is he actually talking about outlawing country music?
Well, that possibly.
I like George Strait.
I like old country music.
Yeah.
This new country music that is kind of, they're trying to fuse it with,
hip hop,
rock and hip hop. It's not country music anymore. But like the old country music
not Hank
from
Williams and Johnny Cash. I like
kids.
Hank Williams and Johnny Cash.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, they can keep that.
Wait, did we make a wrong turn here? Oh no, I guess we did. We would know about that by now.
Yeah. I actually almost I was a city bus driver in Minneapolis for 10 years, from 96 until almost 2007. And I was frustrated with the winters up there. And can I sing Stand By Your Man? Oh, okay. Stand by your man. Okay,
Oh my.
that's as good as I. That's all
That's
I.
like David
That's
Allen
all.
Coe.
That's all I know.
I was drunk the night my mama got out of prison, and I went to pick her up in the rain. Okay, enough of that.
I don't even know what else. Stand by your man. I don't even know any more words to that song, except for that.
I don't think there
part.
are any other words to that song.
But I mean, my singing is caterwauling. It's not singing, you know. it's you know, and when we're in the car, you know, poor Jason. I mean, he's, oh gosh, I feel bad for him. And when I'm alone, like when I used to commute between Baton Rouge and New Orleans for school, I'd be alone, and sometimes it'd take 2 hours, 3 hours. One time it took 4 hours to get home on a Friday night. And I had my iPad, more gas, and at a Waffle House. Hey, it's party time. Time to get you off my mind.
Remember, we're on a delay. What's on the screen up there is not what they're seeing.
Oh,
actually, but no, I think that's actually closer to what is actually happening. I wish I could get this to sync
watch
up a little
what's
bit
on
better.
on my little on my phone, and just ignore what's up there.
Yeah, ignore the screen because it's wrong.
It's just wrong. Well,
I think I've got it.
It's pretty close. It's very, very close.
Yeah, we got several different sources here, and they're all
different.
off by a couple of minutes, and we can't watch the chat. What happened there?
What?
I don't know. The screen went black for a second. That was strange.
Mine didn't.
Okay, this is what's live right here. So this is what we need to watch.
Okay, that's what's on my that's what's on my phone. Okay, so good. All right. Anyway, all right. So now we're going to talk about the video again. Sorry, we had some little technical. We were trying to get all of that stuff straightened out, but anyway. So so what do you guys think? I mean, you know, we're in the deep south, and now that it is getting to be towards winter, I mean, it got into the 40s last night. That was rather, Jason said something that was really funny, but was so true. Yesterday was like what happens when you see a state trooper. It went from, you go from 90 to 52. 55 in a second. And that's pretty much what happened. When at the beginning of the day, it was hot and humid. It was
about 85 degrees.
Yeah, and it was kind of that really gross, muggy, icky, like so humid it's almost raining, but it's not raining yet. And by the end of the day, I mean, the cold front went through, and by the end of the day, it was cold. It was cold. It I don't know.
I think we got down to 50 degrees last night.
Well, yeah, your dad claimed it was supposed to be in the 40s, and
yeah,
and that's what it said it was going to be in the 40s, and so I frantically brought in all my orchids, and they're all hanging in the house. They're probably gonna all die anyway because they're confused. Whoa,
yeah,
21 in
night.
Oklahoma City?
Yep, it got cold up there.
Wow.
It's currently 56 degrees here right now. We had a high of 57 today, a low of 50.
Well, that's not bad. I guess we can...
4 mile an hour wind.
I can deal with that.
20% chance of rain.
Oh, you're a cold weather person, so you like it? No, where?
Nizar, he's in New Roads, I think.
Oh, okay. So
or is it Laplace? I can't remember that either. I can't keep track of where
yeah,
everybody's
so
at.
you're right around here then.
How cold did it get up where you were last night, Nizar?
Because you're kind of like, they consider you like North Shore.
Well, it's a little
almost.
bit further north, yeah.
But sometimes,
unless I'm wrong and he's
that,
in Laplace, I can't keep track of that.
Well, sometimes they consider that area to be North Shore because it's,
Well, it's kind of,
yeah,
but not really.
I drove near that yesterday.
Oh, he's in Laplace. Okay, I don't know why I was thinking New Roads. So yeah, Laplace is usually a few degrees cooler than we are here.
Unless it's one of those fronts that is bringing hot weather, where Baton Rouge is, hotter, and Laplace is,
Baton Rouge is usually a few degrees cooler than it is here, though. Usually.
But in the summertime, I found that wasn't always the case.
It just depends on how the weather comes in.
Like when I would dress for the weather here, occasionally it would be as much as 5 degrees warmer up in Baton Rouge, especially in the summertime. But I noticed, and that's just because we were further away from the water, so we didn't have the water, breeze coming off the water.
The lake makes a big difference in how the temperatures go. When you get north of the lake, the temperature drops. And yeah, the city is usually warmer than rural areas just because of all the concrete that heats up and retains some of that
Parish originally, so it's a little further west.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they hit 50 last night, then it's about the same as what we had here. I know it's a lot cooler the further north you go.
Ooh.
36 degrees in Fishkill, New York. Snowflakes, wow.
Oh, and that's your first time. That's wow.
It's been snowing in North Dakota since August.
It's been snowing in North Dakota. Well, actually, didn't they get it in September?
I thought they got it at the end of August.
No. It was October. It was before my sister's birthday, and now it was my sister's birthday is October 16th, and I remember her telling me that it had snowed there, and we both were trying to think, and we could not remember a time where it had ever snowed before her birthday. And I remember as a kid we always had to buy our uh, Halloween costumes a little bit bigger than we needed them to be, because we always had to be prepared to put our snowsuits under our Halloween costumes to go trick or treating, because it would be so cold by the end of October. It was, I mean, North Dakota is brutal cold. Oh God, it's so windy. I don't know how I lived there for so long. It just, I'm not a cold weather person. I mean, even the cold weather that we're experiencing here now is like, it's cold enough to make me not. It's cold enough to like make me. I mean, I turned my heater on in my car yesterday, and I'm happy because I have a heater in my car.
Did it snow when the Saints beat the Vikings? When did it snow here? It snowed this year. Well, no, it didn't really snow.
But the Saints beat the Vikings last Monday.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And, yeah, it probably did.
That's one of those hell froze over scenarios, I think. But it did actually...
No, the Saints beat the Vikings all the time.
Well, yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, the Saints always beat the Vikings.
Everybody beats the Vikings.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the Super Bowl.
The oddity is that the Saints, as far as I know, I haven't even been following the Saints this year. I believe they've only lost one game this year.
My favorite interstate is actually I like I-90, actually, to be honest. I've driven almost all of it. But I am liking these north-south interstates a lot. Like I like I-55. I've done that. I've done all of I-55, but I've never had a dash cam for any of it. But that's the road that I always would take when I lived in Mississippi and would go visit my dad, or go visit my mom when I lived in Minnesota and she lived in Mississippi. So I'd say probably I-55 or I-90. What about you, Jason?
I-10.
I-10, yeah.
And it's still my goal to drive the entirety of I-10. I've really only driven about a third of it. I've driven I-10 from Lake City, between San Antonio, Texas, and Lake City, Florida. Some sections of it, within a couple hundred miles of New Orleans has been all over the place. I've driven to Disney World 4 times, so I've driven the section between New Orleans and Lake City a bunch of times. And to the west, I've driven I-10 to San Antonio twice. I've driven it to Houston half a dozen times, and I've driven it to western Louisiana numerous times. But I want to see I-10 from beginning to end, and we will eventually have all of that on 504 road trips.
Yes, that's our goal. Nazara likes I-10 and I-49. I agree. We have a lot of I-49, the southern part, but there's a lot of it up in the north, like in Indiana and stuff, that I don't think in our lifetimes anyway we're ever going to see I-49 completely join the way that they want to do it. And C.D. Riley says I-70 in western Colorado is beautiful, and I forgot all about that. Yes, I-70 from the part where you get on from I-15, like when you're coming from Las Vegas, because I've taken I-15 from California to Vegas, and then up to I-70, which I think was Grand Junction, Colorado, where we got on, and took I-70 all the way to somewhere. I think we took it to 35, and then went north to Minneapolis. And yes, western Colorado is beautiful. Oh, I-69 is in Indiana. Thank you. Yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
I-69 is also in Texas.
Yeah, yep, that's
and part of it is in Mississippi as well.
Yeah, that's the one that I was
That is the most broken apart interstate. That's worse than I-49 because it exists in little bits and pieces, and there's even a east, west, and central I-69 in southern Texas. That's something that we'll never see complete.
Yeah, that's the one actually I was thinking of, and that portion on I-49 that straddles the Evangeline St. Landry Parish line in southwest Louisiana. We have that, don't we?
We have the entirety of the southern portion of I-49 on video from Texarkana, Arkansas to Lafayette, Louisiana.
And then we also have the part that they want to make, that they say is the quote-unquote future, or future 49, you know, where
Highway 90,
yeah.
US 90 from Lafayette to Gretna, Louisiana. That's eventually supposed to be I-49. Oh, we're stopping for the night in Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte's in North Carolina.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. That's what's happening on the video here, and it'll resume in a second. I believe at a McDonald's. Much of US 90 from Bayou Lafourche to, what is that, the Evangeline Thruway in not Evangeline Thruway.
It's the
the Evangeline Thruway in Lafayette is interstate. You know, it is limited access, interstate standard. You know, from most of that distance.
I-14 complete in our lifetime.
What is I-14? Is that the one that just opened in New Mexico or Nevada?
It's the one. It's in a north-south. Wait, no. It's an east-west. But yeah, I think it's that one that it's.
I'm looking it up. Because I know I've heard something mentioned about that recently.
Yeah, they recently.
Oh, it's in Texas. That's not what I was thinking of at all.
Where is it?
Yeah, okay, that's the Gulf Coast Strategic Highway in Central Texas Corridor. Follows US 190.
Oh.
Western
Killeen
Terminus.
to Temple. Okay.
Western Terminus at Natchez, Mississippi.
Now I could see where that, because
whoever wrote this article doesn't understand that Natchez, Mississippi is east of Louisiana. I'm guessing that's supposed to be an eastern terminus at Natchez.
Yeah, and then it could take 190.
Oh no, going to Augusta, Georgia. What are they talking about here?
And then yeah, because I mean, I can see the 190 from Natchez to to Temple.
190 doesn't go anywhere near Natchez. Not Natchez, Mississippi.
Well, yeah, it doesn't.
Louisiana,
It doesn't now, but at some point it could.
See, this article on Wikipedia says it would have a western terminus at Natchez, Mississippi, extending east through Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, before ending at Augusta, Georgia, or North Augusta, South Carolina. That doesn't make any sense at all.
I'm gonna pull up the iPad and look at a map.
Yeah. Nope, we're back in the construction zone here. No, you're right. Once you get into once you get west of Morgan City, there is a stretch that has traffic lights, and then it's pretty much just rural 4-lane highway until you get into the city of Lafayette. But there are sections, and we saw some completed sections of it the last time we went out that way, where Highway 90 has been upgraded to interstate standards in the past year. Where LA 182 crosses Highway 90, that was not complete, as far as that interchange when we did the LA 182 series. But when we did the US 90 series, it actually had been converted into a limited access interchange there. So they are slowly working at it. They got rid of a lot of the crossings and put J-turn type situations in, where if you want to make a left turn, you got to make a U-turn, kind of like a Michigan left. So they're trying to slowly convert it into limited access, but they haven't quite gotten there yet.
Okay, roadway width says I-14 concept has been extended and realigned. In recent years, it's now envisioned to connect West Texas with southern Georgia. So, all right, so I pulled up my map.
Now wait, is that the interstate that has the potential of connecting with the southern end of I-85? Because there was talk at one time of extending I-85 west from Montgomery, and then there was also talk of just making a completely different interstate to connect at that same interchange where 65 and 85 connect.
Killeen, Temple. All right. Okay, here's I-90.
I-90.
Or
US
190.
Oh, 190, okay.
And, alright, yeah, so it goes through Killeen. And that one, that goes way, remember, because that goes, 190 goes way out, and it terminates almost where 10, it terminates on 10, very close to where 90 terminates on 10. Where they are, it's very...
I can't think of the name of that town.
Let's see, Terrell Mack says, I'm trying to sign a form so the St. Vincent de Paul Church can help me in Conyers to bring me to Atlanta so I could get the money to get to Houston. Huh.
So, Conyers, if I remember correctly, is where he lives. What's in Houston, Terrell?
Yeah, we always...
I never have figured out exactly how to pronounce that.
And when we there's like...
Okay, Roadway Wiz is saying, yes, the I-85 extension could become part of I-14 if the latter is built. Okay. Yeah, I do remember getting into that, researching that when we first started the I-85 series, which is months ago now. And Conyers is a city in Rockdale County, Georgia. Okay, so that's where Terrell Mack lives. So what's in Houston?
Jobs.
Yeah, there's always jobs in Houston. So did you find it?
Okay, so we got 190 that it ends pretty much in the middle of nowhere, way west of San Antonio, on I-10. It's just east of Fort Stockton, Texas. and then it, wait, no, my bad. I hate this. Okay.
And they're building a new freeway east of Dallas Metro, is what C.D. Riley says. East of Dallas Metro? What would be east of Dallas? That's not I-20. Or are you referring
30?
to I-59? USNs.com. Yeah, that's one of our sources for information sometimes.
Okay, so I'm okay. Before I look at for the Dallas thing, I'm going to finish my Okay, so all right, there's a town in Texas called Iran, Iraan, which is a long way west of San Antonio still. But that's 190, and it appears to be, it's called the Texas Pecos Trail, and it's, 190. It pretty much goes straight west once it gets, once it gets off of, once it gets past, it goes south to get to 10 where it terminates. And then once it gets to where it's gonna start going east, it pretty much goes straight east. It goes a little bit north, goes through Brady, and then here it goes to Killeen, which is a major Texas, a more major city, and Temple. Those two cities are right close to each other.
We drove through Temple.
Yeah, Temple's on I-35.
Yeah, that was where we got off of I-35.
Yep. Yeah, that's when we went to Austin, right?
Yeah, or when we were leaving Austin.
Trying to live life, and new city, age 21. Yeah, you know what, Terrell? You know what? If you can get an opportunity to, when you're 21 and you want to go to, build a new life and find an opportunity to live somewhere, do it. Don't wait. Don't, just do what you can to make your dream come true. Because if you wait until, something, if you wait that time, that opportunity may never happen. So just, if you find something that you want to do everything you can to do it, because you time passes, and you don't want to, if you end up being 30 still where you are now, why do that? So do what you want to do, live, try to do your goals, because time passes. I have learned that myself. I'm not going to really go into that. I've promised you guys a video, and I'm going to make that video, and I'm not sure how I'm going. I'll do it. But I mean, if you have something that you want to do in your life, do it, because time passes whether you to that goal or not. If you don't do it, you know, you're still going to have aged, and there will be a time that you're going to be like, oh, well, it's too late for me to do that. And, you know, or you might have a car accident like I did that, you know, almost took my life. And, you know, and it could really change your life. So if you find something that you want to do, find a way to do it and do it as soon as you can. Okay, that's the end of my spiel. Back to 190 in US or in I-14.
But yeah, Houston's definitely the place to do that kind of thing too, because you can get any kind of job. You know, they have a lot of jobs in Houston.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know you're stuck out there in the country right now, and I'm sure it's very limited as to what you can do there. So this is definitely the time to get to a big city. And New Orleans just ain't it. There's not really there's not really anything left in New Orleans. All the oil companies pulled out.
Yeah, you have to get to Western Louisiana if you want to get a job with an oil company. Western Louisiana or Eastern Texas. And now they're starting to reopen the refineries. You know, they had the big hurricane and everything, but that's all starting to start up again. And yeah, I mean, now's the time.
Well, that's the thing, is if you go to Houston, New Orleans is only 5 hours away, so it's a quick trip. You know, unlike Georgia, where, you know, you're 8 to 10 hours away. That's a big difference. You can jump in the car and get from Houston to New Orleans, or get on a train, get on a bus. There's all kind of ways to get back and forth from Houston to New Orleans. So that's always just a short trip away. And we're back in the construction zone. Back on the wrong side of the road.
Yep, we're in Australia now.
Did we meet Scott Bakula yet? Oh, from NCIS? No. We know somebody that was on NCIS. Actually, I know several people that were on NCIS, but nope, we haven't really been around any of the filming of NCIS New Orleans. Although I think when I did my last tour of the French Quarter, there was a detour I had to make where they had a street closed, and it was either a crime scene or they were filming. I'm not sure which, but it's very well possible that they were filming NCIS that day. And unfortunately, we've stopped watching TV for the most part, and I've fallen behind on the NCIS series.
We watch YouTube. Right?
Yeah, we watch. Yeah, we don't watch
those
TV.
Those of you guys who are content creators, we watch you guys.
Yeah.
And you know.
Yeah, we spend several hours a day watching YouTube.
Now, can you upload for I-85 southbound and southbound for North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama? Well,
we have all of 85 northbound from the beginning to the end in more detailed videos. We did not take I-85 southbound though.
Right, but we do have.
Technology support's here.
Hey, what's going on? This is
It's the map guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I was gonna say Neff, but no, yeah, map guy. That's right. Yeah, Neff is Neff.
And CD says he doesn't think his Facebook posts are entertaining. I find them very entertaining. In fact, he pointed out today that this is the 43rd anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, gosh. should I pull up the lyrics to that and we can all sing it?
No, we don't want to get content ID'd. I'm
Oh.
sure we do a really good job of
I mean, all of us
singing
could
some
sing
Gordon
it
Lightfoot,
together.
but
Favorite stretch?
favorite stretch of I-85, I'd have to say Virginia.
Yeah,
it got
Virginia.
kind of rural in Virginia, and which I guess that's where we are now. I've lost track of where we are.
I think we are in North Carolina approaching Virginia.
Actually, I think we just crossed the Virginia state line. I just saw a sign flash
Yeah,
by.
and then that might have been the
And the weather's
Virginia's
starting to
for
get bad.
lovers.
Actually, we only got 5 minutes of video left at this point.
Yeah, this is Virginia.
Yeah. But yeah, this is it's like driving down a country road once you get into Virginia. If you didn't have cars going 80 miles an hour,
Or
you would think you were
700.
just on a little 2-lane highway in some spots. The only difference is the striping down the middle is white instead of yellow.
And there wasn't, kudzu covering every single vertical and horizontal surface.
Yeah, once you get into Virginia, you get out of the kudzu.
You get out of the kudzu.
Terrell, I know several people that are in the Zulu organization. It's a really good organization.
All right. I'm still following 190, and it meets 45.
I-45?
Well, it is concurrent with 45 down to Huntsville.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do US 190 one day.
Yeah, we've been planning 190. And then it crosses this big lake.
Highway 190 is a long, slow drive. That's something you're gonna need days to do.
On Alaska. It's on Alaska. On Alaska. There's Point Blank on one side of the lake and on Alaska on the other. But I don't know what the name. Lake Livingston. Tiny.
Up here's where we stopped at the. We got a cat making noise here. That was where we stopped at the gas station / Dunkin' Donuts / Megabus terminal.
Pardon the
and
cat
I-85
in
through the
background.
Carolinas is very similar to this, except isn't I-95 a little more hilly?
I-95? Really?
Yeah, 95. Well, no, 95 is closer to the coast.
Wouldn't it? 75 would be hillier, I would think.
But, we've got a cat in the litter box making a lot of noise here.
Yes, 190 zigzags through Texas and Louisiana. Actually, through Louisiana, it goes straight across. But yeah, through Texas is zigzags. That's really, yeah. We have considered, and we will at some point do 190. And we have, I don't know if we've put the video up, but we do have video of 190.
Yeah, we have 190 through Opelousas. From
Opelousas
from the beginning to
to
Opelousas, the eastern terminus to Opelousas.
Yeah.
And that's as far as we ever got. Our birthdays are, mine is October and Carrie's is September.
9/11.
Yep, Carrie's 9/11/76. I'm 10/25/73.
You
We're
are
old.
you're so young. You have your whole life ahead of you. I mean, seriously. I mean, you can. Here, I'm gonna post my here's me. This is me. I just posted. if you want to send me a message, you know, that's me. And I mean, really, you can't let your life pass you by, because your life can pass you by, and you never know when something is going to happen where you know, your life is gone. And I see, you know, you have your whole life ahead of you. So we gotta, you know, you gotta just do, you know, you have a plan. Come over here. There's nothing in Atlanta. You have more opportunity in Houston.
So we've run out of video. That was
And you're
I-85
welcome.
beginning to end.
Yeah, and we, you know, that was 2 very, 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 very long days of driving, condensed into 1
hour.
1 hour, yes.
And now the cat that was making all the noise in the litter boxes
Has
produced
shut
an
up.
offensive odor that
Yes.
I'm going to have to get out my respirator and try
Yeah,
and clean that up.
we could look like urban explorers. And
yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap this live stream up. We want to thank everybody for joining us.
And we've have we started our new?
We've started we're 2 videos into the I-59 series, and we're going to be driving I-59 from beginning to end on this series, and we're going to continue north on, what is it, 22, and then, oh God, I don't even know what the interstate is after that, but we wound up going all the way to Roanoke, Virginia. That was our second trip up there for the Natchez Trace Parkway. I mean, the Blue Ridge Parkway,
yeah,
which we still have not completed. We still have to make one more
just a
trip up there to get
bit.
Asheville to
Asheville to the end.
Asheville to the southern end, and then we're going to try and do the tail of the dragon and maybe go hit Gatlinburg. So, but we can't do that again until the springtime, because some parts of the roads get closed during the winter, and that's going to be another 3 or 4 day trip. So that's what's eventually going to be coming up. So
but we don't want to post any of that until it is all,
yeah, we're not going to start
done.
posting the Blue Ridge Parkway until we got the whole thing. That way we can run it beginning to end. And we got a lot of side trips and stuff like that where we took the camera out of the car with us. So
and we also found when we were finding lodging one night and maybe went the wrong way. We took Virginia. It was Virginia Highway 8, and then it turned into North Carolina Highway 8, and they were both state highways. And I think we have the footage of those roads, and they were both 2-lane roads, just, you know, state or highways. And they were really, I mean, there wasn't really anything to see. You went through just a bunch of little towns, but
little towns and hills,
and little towns and hills, but the scenery was really, really cool, and we'll probably put some of that up as well. And thank you, Roadway Wiz. We are glad that you liked the trip, and we thank you always for your trips. You inspire us. You know, your greatness.
And we will be getting up to New York to collaborate with Roadway Wiz again. That's one of our other plans for the future at some point.
Yeah, we want to fly up there, you know, maybe over the summer, and
we might meet up in New York City and do some video up there. So, but anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. So thanks everybody for joining us, and
it has been fun. And Mr. C.D. Riley, you know, we're going to have a birthday party at the end of January.
He'll be in New Orleans the week before that, actually.
Really?
So,
well,
yeah. We'll be meeting up with him at some point. So, Anyway,
Awesome,
thanks everybody
awesome.
for watching,
And
everybody give us a like. Everybody give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and check out our Spreadshirt shop. We got some t-shirts in there. They're not all that great, but you know, if you want a 504 road trip Spreadshirt t-shirt, it helps support our channel, helps defray some of the expenses, and
yeah, because I mean we don't you had to cook rice. Well, it's posted up there, so you can.
Yeah, you can always go back.
You can always go back and watch it. You know, now you don't have to sit through the whole thing. You know, the long way. We have, you know, the condensed version. So, but yeah, we God, you guys are all so young. I feel I was graduated from high school for 2 years by the time you were born. Oh, wow.
We're old people.
We're old people. Yes, we are. But you guys. I mean, it's fun hanging out with you guys, and thank you for joining us. And we'll try to come up with something to have another live chat maybe next weekend, or maybe we'll be able to.
We might actually go out.
We might
somewhere.
actually go out and actually drive somewhere,
or go out in New Orleans or something like that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, if it's freezing cold, we're not
gonna
go walking around.
Yeah, it depends on the weather. That's the big determining factor now in the wintertime.
So we are going to we're gonna end this now, but thank you all for watching, and we will talk to you all later. And
be sure to join us for our next 504 road trip.
Perfect.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.